I just wanted to take a minute to walk you through kind of the basic overview of the iPad and the lighting control here. The main things that you'll be working with are down here you'll see fixtures, channels, and then scenes. And we mainly work with the scenes. I have a preset saved right here to this guy, Sunday morning. Let's just see what that looks like. That's our colored LED DMX lights, or it's run through DMX, I should say. And then right up here, CPK stage 4, that is all of our stage lights. And so in a minute, I'll walk you through kind of the signal chain and order for each of these lights, but those are the main two scenes that we typically use, and so that would be probably the main things that you'll be working with. But if you wanted to change those or anything, let me go ahead and turn them off and show you kind of how you could do that. So if you go down to this fixtures section right here, this is where you can select particular lights. So let's say like our left floor bar, and then go to the channels tab right down here, and then you can turn that up to be, you know, the red part of the light or the green or blue. Oops. Here we go. Okay, and let's see. It's kind of a pinkish hue a little bit. And so that's how you can adjust the color. You can also go to this color. This is a great way to adjust it. I know it's not the clearest on this video, so I apologize for that. But using that is really great. You can kind of go for that light blue, the teal a little bit. It looks pretty white on the video, but in the room it's definitely very blue. And so this is a great way to adjust the different, or adjust color for the different fixtures. And then whatever fixture, you can highlight multiple fixtures, but whatever the last fixture that you touch is, that's the one that you'll be adjusting when you go to the channels right down there. So then after you have cleared the lights, what you're going to, or cleared the, you know, taking it all away and everything, what you're gonna wanna look at or know about is up here in this tab, you can have or find patching. So this is important to see what DMX channel each light is set to. So let me kind of zoom in a little bit. So like our far left floor bar, the DMX address is 49. The left pole is set to 81. And so go with what the label is, like right there in the quotations. That'll be the labels that I've set up. And so this is how you can adjust the patching or add in any new lights if you wanted, or make sure that the DMX address from the iPad is set to what's also on the stage. And I'll mention this in a minute, but you'll want to make sure that your lights on the stage are set to receiving DMX. They aren't set to a static color or anything else. So that's a really brief overview on how to adjust the lights, how to bring up the channels or anything. And then again, we really only use the scenes here. Those are the main things. But if you want to change the colors, you can, if you want to change the colors of a scene, what you can do is actually select all the lights that you want. And then, let me see, it's been a little while since I've done this, so. Oh, that's right. Once you select all of your lights that you want to use and have them set to the colors, on that last little bit up there, you'll see save. There currently aren't any fixtures selected, but if I wanted to, let's say, take the left bar and set it to red, I could then hit save and walk through the process of what scene that I want to save it to. So that's how you can adjust the scene that you would use for Sunday morning, and that should be all that you need as far as the app goes. I'll link some videos that were super helpful for me that go a lot more in depth and are really helpful just in giving a better overview of the app. But now let's go ahead and head on up to the stage. So as we're talking through the stage lighting, the iPad is the thing that sends signal to that little box. That's the Airstream DMX. So let me come in a little closer, but you can see that it has a DMX cable plugged into it. and the power is also connected right there to the outlet there on the stage. But the DMX runs it receives signal from the iPad, and then the DMX signal runs into this lighting tree right here. And then it runs up to that light, all the way down to the bar, through that cable there, that then connects to these 3 lights. And then from there, I send it all the way over to the other light tree, right over there, the top light, back to the bar, and then there's a light kind of tucked behind the drums, as you can see. The last bar on the floor there, then the last little light, which then connects to this little cable right here. And so this is what then sends the DMX signal all the way from the stage up to those backlights up there. So anything you're adjusting on the iPad will start from the Airstream DMX right there and then travel through that progression of lights. So as you're troubleshooting things, I would start by looking at the DMX cables that come from the Airstream all the way up to each light and see if there are any cables that are then unplugged. And as you're doing that, also be checking power. Make sure everything's plugged in. There should be power plugged in here for that, for these 3 lights to the power strip there. This tree with the lights, or the lighting tree, should then be plugged into this outlet right here. And then same, same with the lights all the way over there. Those are connected to power that is run behind the drum shield and everything. So check the DMX cable lines, and then check the power lines and make sure everything is plugged in. And then check the connector to the stage up top, the lights up top from the stage, and see if that's kind of where the disconnect is. So those are the best ways to approach troubleshooting. Let me show you one last thing. On each light, you can adjust the settings right here with those buttons. And so you can see you have mode, setup, up and down. If it doesn't start with a D and then the 0.081 or 0.065 or something like that, if it doesn't start with the D, then that means it's not set to DMX mode. So someone else has changed it, and you want to make sure that it's set to DMX mode, otherwise it will not receive the proper signal from the iPad. So to adjust that, you can just press the mode button right here. So I can change that to, a particular color, set to a particular shade, or some of these other settings which we never use, but we want to make sure it's set to DMX, and then and for this light, 81, that's the right channel that it should be set to. And so that's how to troubleshoot anything here on the stage. And now let's take a quick look up top. So up here we can see this is where the DMX starts from. It actually starts from that pile right there, that snake, and that runs out from the wall. That's what connects it to the stage. So there's a line that runs from the stage up through the ceiling and then comes out in that hole in the wall there, comes out here, and then connects there. And then from there, there's this cable all the way up to that DMX thing right there. And that's what connects all the power, or the dimmer, that's the dimmer. All the power from our can lights are then connected to that. So that's how we run the can lights on. We have the dimming capability. It's not just on and off power, and we control them by DMX to be able to do that. So this also has an adapter like the one on stage, just kind of the reverse. So it's a DMX cable run into that adapter, into the dimmer, which then has a DMX out all the way over to our other dimmer right over here. And that's how we control all of the lights up here.